Hello, Aunt Wynn, and happy birthday. This is your nephew, Fred Murray Fisk. I'm at home in Syracuse on my third floor in my study-studio. You and I go way back musically, and so for your birthday I'd like to share a song with you. And the song is called The Man with the Elephant on His Hands. This, of course, was your father and my grandfather, one of his favorites. And I'm sure he sang it a lot of times, maybe more times than you'd care to hear. But I heard him sing it at least twice, and he loved it. It's from the musical, the comic opera Wang. Words by J. Cheever Goodwin. Music by Wolfson Morse. There are 4 verses. It was copyright 1891. I've excluded verse number 2 because it's a little controversial. It makes obscure reference to SFTPCTA and the Riot Act and the lot of the Hottentot. So I thought that was a little esoteric. Now, we played this at JMF's memorial celebration, and some think this is a pretty god-awful tune, and this may indeed be the last time it's played in this or any other century. Since you weren't at the celebration, I figured, why should you be spared the pleasure of hearing it one more time? So here it is, The Man with the Elephant on His Hands. Oh, there once was a king, as minstrels sing, who a herd of elephants had, and a peasant poor who lived next door, who wanted an elephant bad. So the generous king did a foolish thing by giving the peasant one, for sky blue ruin at once began brewing for that luckless son of a gun. For that elephant ate all night, and the elephant ate all day. Do what he could to furnish him food, the cry was still more hay, till he tore his hair in great despair, and piped his lacrymal glands, and cursed his lot that ever he'd got an elephant on his hands. So great the beast's demands that his lacrymal glands he piped like mad, because he had an elephant on his hands. At length one day, so runs the lay, as the king sat on his throne, came crawling in a man so thin, he was simply skin and bone. Great king, said he, have pity on me, before my name is Mud. Take back your elephant, sire, I say, he's too rich for my blood. For I find he eats all night, and I find he eats all day, and I'm nearly dead from the life I've led to furnish him with hay. I'd gladly crave to become your slave and obey your last demands. But for heaven's sake, send round and take that elephant off my hands. Oh, with joy his breast expands when the king gives commands that no longer he, a man, need be with an elephant on his hands. You think, no doubt, you've all found out that the moral of this sad song is be content though you haven't a cent, but that's where you are wrong. For the moral is to know your biz, and when pie is passed by fate, not to trouble invite by taking a bite you cannot masticate. Remember the saying trite, that to overindulge don't pay, and a steady diet, even of pie, pall on one's palate may. So take, my friends, what fortune sends, without ifs, buts, or ands, and avoid the plight of the luckless wight with an elephant on his hands. Comply with fate's demands without ifs, buts, or ands, and avoid the plight of the luckless wight with an elephant on his hands. Happy birthday, Aunt Win.